Um, a good teacher, I'm talking about a teacher, I'm not talking about the person who is not a teacher and he has come to this profession. If the person is a teacher, he must be a good face reader, a good psychologist up to a certain extent, because when you see people sitting in the class, as a teacher you need to know what's going on in whose mind, and everybody has different way of learning. You need to cope up with everybody personally. Sometimes you can't generalize the thing, you have to be personalized. Learning is not something that you can generalize. Everybody is different, everybody has different way of learning. You can't impose your way of teaching as everybody's way of learning. So as a teacher, you need to learn who has what way of learning, and you need to teach that person according to that way. And it's not only about teaching and learning, it's also about your behavior, about your acceptance. Sometimes you are a very good teacher, you have got a very good student, but there is no fitment. And the reason is you are not up to the person's expectations, and the student is sometimes not up to your expectations, and that makes you angry. You can't be angry as a teacher. You can't afford to be angry. You need to treat all your students like a mother treats her children. Students have all the rights to make mistakes. Sometimes they disrespect you. Sometimes they talk bad about you, and you know about it. But you need to treat them like your child. You need to ignore all those things, and you need to keep teaching them, because the only thing is that when they become successful, you become successful. If they fail, you fail. So as a teacher, you need to understand this. If my students fail, this is my failure. If my students get success, this is my success. And whatever you are teaching, only that thing is your success. If a student is successful in another field, nothing goes to you, no credit goes to you. If, suppose I am an English teacher, I teach how to communicate in English. If my student becomes a very good, he goes to IT field and he becomes a very successful person, but when he comes to camera, he is unable to speak, his success can't be credited to me. But if he can speak very well and people admire him the way he communicates, only that credit goes to me, because only that part I supported it. That's all I think. I think it serves your question.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you have some more time?
Yeah, sure. You can ask me one or two more
Yes, sir.
questions.
So I have two more questions. And first, I would like to, the first question I would like to ask that, as you always encourage us to be persistent, to be regular, and we all know that this is a very important part of learning anything, not just language. So, but practically in our life, when we do this, so sometimes we feel disappointed and we don't feel like being regular. So I want to ask your personal opinion and your personal life experience, that how did you manage being regular and being persistent after all that you have achieved all of these things?
Sure. In our life, I think every human being is like that. Sometimes you have a lot of enthusiasm, lot of zeal to learn something, to get something. You want to put 4 hours, 5 hours into it, and someday you think, no, I'm not in the mood to do it. I don't want to do it. Especially